Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to Stormworks, and in this one we are back working on our frigate. Once again, not really too many other builds going on in the channel right now, so yeah, just expect a lot of frigate videos to come out, I guess. But yeah, we're just going to do some interior work in this episode. In the last episode, we did quite a bit of work on the engine room. And if you guys didn't see that, definitely go check it out. We got the engine room pretty close to done-ish, I guess. There's, minor detailing we still got to go back and do. But for the most part, the layout's done. And we got a lot of the walls in place, a lot of the decoration in place. So what I'm doing now is I'm going to move on to this hallway that's right outside of the engine room. And we're going to start decorating this part of the ship up. I think that is going to be the next natural step for us to kind of get the interior and the floor plan done up with this ship. So we're going to start working on that. I also wanted to get this done early just because it's got a little bit of some goofy elevation changes, a lot of split floors, that kind of thing. So we're just going to try to make all of this look a lot better, make sure that there's an actual walkway that we can take to get into the engine room. And then from there, we'll start doing more of the interior work later on. But yeah, that's pretty much all we got in store for this one today. So if you guys have been liking these, the Frigate series, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. And it definitely helps out the channel and definitely kind of motivates me to keep going too. I will probably introduce another build here soon-ish. I know I mentioned, we don't have another one going on right now, but that's because we just finished the oil rig. So I'll probably finish the next one soon. The only question I guess I really have for you guys would you rather see it sooner or later? And also, would you rather, I know in the last episode I mentioned we're probably going to do a flying aircraft carrier. Would you guys like me to get into that like right now, or should we do like a small build in between, get the frigate wrapped up a little bit more? Just I guess just kind of share your thoughts on that. But that's that's going to be one of our next big builds. Is I'm going to do a flying aircraft carrier, and I've got a plenty of other tiny little small stuff in between that we could squeeze in, and other projects. But I do think that the flying aircraft carrier would be a really fun, bigger project for us to do, and so I definitely am interested in that. I'll even be honest, I've actually started a little bit, but I'm not going to get myself too far ahead just because we've still got quite a ways to go with this ship. So yeah, I guess just let me know down below. Do you guys want me to get into adding another series sooner than later? Or and also if I do, do you guys prefer to have one long series going on and then a bunch of little ones going on with it? Or would you prefer to have like two really major builds going on at the same time? Definitely interested in your feedback on that one, so definitely let me know. But yeah, I'm gonna quit yapping on about that. We've got the stairwell put in. The stairs are starting to look very good in there, and again, we're kind of playing with some really like weird elevation changes and stuff. And I'm trying to find a place that we can get some light in here, but our double hull is proving to make that a little trickier than I wish it was. But anyways, enough of that. I'm just kind of yapping. This is going to be another one of those episodes where I probably just yap a lot because we're just doing kind of simple floor plan stuff. I did add this little hallway in the fuel tank, which is kind of funny enough, but I wanted a easy way for you to get left and right without having to go into the engine room. Say there's like a fire or something, you have to be able to get to the other side. So that's kind of what this is for. It's really just a bulkhead access through the bottom of the floor. Really, there probably should be like a door there or something, but I'm not going to leave it, or I'm not going to worry about that. I'm going to leave a hatch for this area down here for now. We've got some pretty interesting plans for this later on. You guys will kind of see. But for now, I'll just kind of tell you that we're gonna get like a wet sub in there and hopefully a torpedo too. So just kind of keep it in mind that we do have plans for that area. So this hallway is again a really awkward space, and we're only gonna add to it. It's just gonna, I don't know. It ends up looking very nice, but it's a very weird space to fill. So it's kind of tricky how we go about that, but you guys will see in the long run. I think it ends up actually looking really cool. The space is almost so crowded that it can't be anything other than a hallway, and there's just stuff going everywhere along the walls. So, we're going to have our ballast tanks. We're going to have some other stuff like the auto loaders and, that kind of good stuff. So There's going to be a good amount of controls in this hallway, which is kind of nice too, because really the only thing behind it is mechanical. So the only reason you really need to go beyond these doors is to kind of fix something, maintain something, and it kind of it sort of organizes the ship a little bit better, so you don't really have to walk through any like major service areas from deck to deck and that kind of thing. It really, it's not, I didn't do it on purpose. It's just kind of the nature of the design, because we have that giant room in the middle where we're storing all our ammo. So, I mean, given if the ship was actually, to scale where this is a lot larger, a lot thicker, there's, the ship itself would probably be 2 to 3 times the size of this ship. So in real life, you would have a lot more room in this hallway to actually squeeze other stuff, other than just, ammo belts and pipes and that kind of thing. But it's a little too thin in our case to squeeze anything like that. So we're really just going to make it a giant utility space, cargo space. And again, we're going to try to squeeze some torpedoes and subs in here. So that's kind of the plan for this. Obviously, we're getting a little ahead of what we're going to get done in this episode, obviously. We're not going to do all of that in this episode. I'm just trying to get our bearings kind of straight with the interior. The interior is one of the trickier things to do on these ships, and it takes time, and it's one of those things that you often have to redo a lot. And I know in the last episode I mentioned I really don't like the symmetry tool, and this is one of those unfortunate parts where I don't really have control over that. With this room in the middle, it kind of has to be symmetrical. So I would love for this area of the ship to be a little bit more practical, I guess would be a good way to put it. But it's just, with the nature of the design of the ship, it can't be. So, but that's all right. We're just gonna do our best, make it look good. I'm still really, really happy with how it all looks. And now we're actually just gonna move on over into the ammo storage room itself. We're gonna start trying to make that look a little bit nicer, but we'll definitely come back to that and give it a once over again. The kind of main reason really we're going to have to do it anyways is because the ammo types are going to change up a little bit. So we're going to get this room looking good-ish for now, and we're going to have to come back to it because I removed the battle cannons, and the battle cannons take up quite a bit of space in here, which then, once we get rid of them, frees up the space for other weapons, and that is something I'm definitely interested in, like more machine gun ammo and more AR, SMG, C4, that kind of thing. So more of like the kind of the handheld equipment, as well as we can carry more rounds overall. In the end, we end up carrying, I think, 1,200 rounds of heavy autocannon. I do not know off the top of my head how much light autocannon, but it's a lot. And then I think about 50 rounds of artillery also that is just in this room. So that doesn't include what's already spawned in with the guns. So quite a lot of ammo on board, but yeah, I think that this is a really fun little feature, and hopefully it'll help keep the ship alive in battle too. So just gonna go ahead and get a label on this door, get it painted up nice and red so you guys can kind of know, that this is more of a dangerous storage room. But yeah, I think that we'll just kind of put a lock on this, and we'll move on to the interior. You guys can see there's quite a lot going on in here. So it is a pretty cramped space, but I think we can make it look quite nice. And we're going to do that mostly through lighting, but I am also going to have quite a fun time just organizing things. So don't mind me. We're gonna get into the ammo room here in just a second, and you guys are going to see I'm going to place things down and remove them quite a lot, but that's okay. It's just kind of me playing around with it, trying to make it look nicer. The other thing, and I mentioned this in the last episode, the other thing I really wanted to do was I wanted to try to do like a nitrogen system for this room, so you could pump it full of inert gas, that way it couldn't really catch on fire. Now, you can do this in Stormworks, it does work, but the belts that I have that are leaving the room are not sealable, and that kind of brings a big problem. So I would basically have to encase the entire length of the ammo belt, which is not really something I'm interested in doing. So we're not going to do the inert gas system. We're just going to go with normal fire extinguishers. So I am going to get a fire suppression system in this room. But for now, again, we're getting a little bit of further ahead of ourselves. We're just going to start making this look a little bit nicer. So let me make sure that all of these are matching. And you guys can see that we do have quite a bit of battle cannon rounds in here, and those are all going to go bye-bye. So that's kind of the area that we'll get a lot more space in. So next time when we come around, just kind of keep in mind that that will all turn into really just more normal like weapon storage. Like most of it turns into machine gun ammo, but then also some handheld storage too. So well, you guys will see that later on, obviously. But for now, we are just doing our best to make this look good. And again, it's pretty cramped in here, so we're probably gonna have to get pretty creative with stuff. Now, the lighting is a little bit tricky, so I'm gonna actually go with floor lighting, and I think that that'll actually end up looking pretty good as long as we play with the shades and make sure it's not like too bright. I kind of want this room to be dark and dingy, just because it's like it's not a room that you're gonna hang out in anyways, and it's supposed to be locked. So really, the only time you're going in there is to bring ammo out or to put ammo in. So it doesn't really need to be like super well lit. And I think the dark lighting, we're gonna go with that kind of orangey tone. I think that'll look really nice, kind of bouncing off the walls and off the other dark tones in this room. So this room's gonna be very dark, but I think it'll look nice in the end. And you know, I know I always talk about the lighting, but it's definitely something that you guys should definitely mess around with as much as you can, just because I think you can really change how the interior feels. But right now, don't worry about us. We're just spamming these ammo containers in the back all over the place. So that's that. Again, this is going to get redone, so it'll probably end up actually looking better when we redo it, obviously. But for now, I'm really just trying to cram as much ammo in here as we can for now. And also, I want to make sure that we have room for the fire suppression system. So that's the other thing. And you know, in my natural, just kind of the nature of who I am, I want to put labels on all of these if possible. And yeah, so we're just gonna go ahead and get some paint blocks out. We're gonna get that labeled up MG. Now you guys know that that's MG ammo, which you probably should already know that that's MG ammo. But yeah, you know, that's all right. I think it looks nice. It's a nice little bit of detailing. And I think I'm just gonna try to center this here if we can. So let me just move these letters over, redo it, and that looks much better. So good enough for now. We'll move on to the next ammo type, and I think that the white ultimately will also look a lot better. So let's get some drums in here wherever we can, and we're gonna need drums for quite a few different things. So I know we already have the drums back there, but those are all heavy autocannon, and they're hooked into our auto reloaders. So if you guys haven't seen that, we have on each side of the ship, we have two turrets that have two heavy autocannons on them, and they auto reload. So that's what the 1200 rounds of heavy autocannon is really for. There's no other heavy autocannons on the ship, so that's what all that ammo storage is for. And yeah, I think we're just gonna move this MG rack over, and it ultimately will probably give us a lot more space to put like a full drum like that. So let's see if we can maybe stack two of them here. And again, I'm just playing around with the layout, just trying to get as much stuff in here as possible. So once we come back and we gut out all of the battle cannon rounds in the background that are just kind of going all over the place because there's no way to store them. And I mean, you can with the XML methods. I didn't really want to do that. Kind of glad I didn't, because it wasn't permanent anyways. I might do that with the turrets up front, but I'm still not sure. I kind of do like the slow natural giant belt feeders, and you can see the rounds kind of slowly moving through the ship. I do kind of like that, I won't lie. But we'll see. You know, it depends on what we really can figure out what to do with that space down there. If we can find a good thing to do with that space down there, sure, I'll keep them. And if not, if we really need that space for something, maybe we'll just move it to the belts. And that way we can, you know, transfer all of the artillery rounds to the front of the gun with just the 1x3 normal autocannon belts. Which, if you guys haven't seen what I'm talking about, essentially you can XML like an ammo drum. And the ammo drums have different ammo types, but all of the ammo types are indexed. So you can, like, with the XML files, you can spawn it with battle cannon rounds in it, or artillery rounds, or Bertha cannon rounds, and then you can use the normal ammo belts for like the light autocannon ammo belts. You can use those to basically transport them around. But again, I'm just yapping, guys. We're just about done in this episode, so I know this one was a little bit shorter, but that's okay. They can't all be along. And, we still made some good progress. I know it's baby steps with my ships. We're a little bit slower around here. So, yeah. But here we go. Here it is. Let's get this thing into the real world. And we'll just kind of pop down into those hallways and check them out. So it's so funny me watching these videos. The ship has changed so much, but let's just pop this code in here real quick and we will unlock the door. We'll pop in here and just check it out. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much all I have for you in this episode. So we're just going to check out this lighting. I do like that lighting. We might have to tweak it a little bit. It looks a little bright down there on the floor, but yeah, guys, that's all I have for this episode. Sorry, I got distracted by light color like I always do. If you guys made it to the end, thank you so much. If you like the series, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. I'll catch you all in the next one, and I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day.